relationship strategist, I've been in enough to understand that nobody's perfect, including myself. I've been married a few times. Some of the shit was my fault. Some was the other person's fault as well. So let me jump right into this. Um, this is only my opinion. You don't have to like it, and I'm cool with it. But somebody asked me today, why do I feel like relationships fail? Annette Hall, Lisa McKinnon, Evelyn Searles, what's going on? Laverne Scott, Roll Ties, what's going on? Thank y'all for chiming in this and hanging out with your boy C. Holmes. Now y'all know I'm a fool. Y'all know I'm a comedian, but I'm also a life coach. But it's funny how all these relationship books come out every year, and yet and still people in fucked up relationships, bad marriages, and stuff like that. And so all this week, even I got a couple of inbox messages for me to talk on this subject and just keep it real, okay? And the number one inbox thing that I always get, even when I'm talking to people and coaching people, is why do relationships fail? And this is my take on it. Relationships fail because niggas don't want to put in time to make the relationship work. That's why relationships fail. They fail because people don't want to put in the required time to make the relationship work. Okay? I be looking at our kids sometimes and I be trying to figure out why our kids crazy as hell. And the reason why our kids are crazy as hell sometimes, y'all, is because we as adults are crazy as hell. We tell our kids, do as I say, not as I do. Okay? We tell our kids, don't curse. And we go out there and curse our ass off. We tell them, don't drink. Then we go out there and drink our ass off. We tell them, don't smoke. Then we go out there and smoke our asses off. We tell them, don't stay out late clubbing. And they see you coming back home 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Hell, sometimes dudes don't even come back home. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing about it is, when are we as adults going to start being real with each other? When are we going to start being honest and candid about all this? We adults get mad all the time over petty shit. We do. We get mad all the time over stupid, petty ass shit, man. And then we wonder why let me say it like this, many people, and I don't plan on being one of them, but it's going to be a lot of us that's going to die by ourselves. And we going to die by ourselves because we full of shit. We got people around here getting married and breaking up because of stupid, dumb shit that folks need to talk about, but they never talk about. You know what I'm saying? And listen, if you want to be in a relationship with somebody, the first thing that you got to understand, it ain't about your regular ass no more. It's not about you anymore. Okay? Let me say that again. The moment you get in a relationship with somebody, we ain't talking about marriage right now. The moment you get involved with somebody, what you're saying is, you matter. Okay? How you feel matter. What you going through matter. How you feel spiritually, that shit matters to me. What you going through financially, that matters to me. What you dealing with in your personal life, that matters to me. What you dealing with on your job, that matters to me. Everything in your life matters to me at that point, if I'm involved with you. Okay, but here's the thing, and this is what I understood about my own crazy ass, okay? I had to learn the difference between being selfish and selfless. Selfish people can't concentrate on a damn thing when all they think about is themselves. Okay? Let church say amen on that. If you are dating or if you are involved with somebody that's selfish, there's no way in hell that that person going to be able to love you effectively. They can try to love you, but they're not going to be able to love you effectively. And you know why? Because they're selfish. They're selfish. When I was going to a church, they said people suffer from the me, my, I spirit. The me, my, I syndrome. If you dating a selfish person, the only person that person is concerned with is themselves. Let me raise my hand, because I used to be a really selfish individual. Really selfish. It was all about me. If I hurt, I want you to feel it. You know, if I was going through some shit, I want you to talk about my shit. If you was going through something, I wasn't really feeling about what you was going through. That's selfishness. That's it. If you're going to be selfish, it's best that you be alone. It's best that you be by. I remember years ago, I was after this chick, and I was wanting to be involved with her and stuff like that. And I said, look, you know, I want to kick it with you and get to know you. She said, catch me in about 1.5 years to 2 years. And so I was like, 1.5 years to 2 years. She was like, yeah, because I'm going to need that amount of time to get my own regular ass right, to get my own life right. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know I got some issues in me that have taken place in more than one relationship. So I need to get that shit in order before I start dating you or anybody else. I got to say this right here. If you are a selfish individual, if you are selfish, your ass don't belong in a relationship. There's no room for, oh Lord, and don't have two selfish people in a relationship. Y'all really fucked up then. Okay, but if you are selfish, you do not need to be in a relationship. If you're not ready to give, listen, let me say it like this. If you're involved with somebody, you can't give them 100% of you, you don't need to give them no percent of you. Let me say that again, like your pastor. If you are involved with somebody, you're not willing to give 100% of you, you don't need to give no percent of you. And then we want to get in these relationships talking about, well, you give 50 and I'm going to give 50. That's bullshit. That's why relationships ain't working out. You already starting out on the wrong foot. You looking, I'm giving 50%, you giving 50%. Well, hell, that's why we don't have anything to build on. What about if you gave 100%? What if I gave 100%? That's 200%. How in the hell can you go wrong? But see, people want to come into marriages. They want to come in relationships with unrealistic expectations. You can't take two crazy ass goddamn people, put these Negroes together and think that shit gonna be okay all the time. It's not gonna be okay all the time. You know? And parents that are married, especially married couples, you don't have to be married, but parents, we gotta start letting our kids know that we're not perfect. Okay? We gotta start letting our children know it's okay to fail. You know, some of us have been married multiple times. You know, we want to make it seem to our kids like we ain't never done shit wrong. And to me, I think that hurts our children. You know what I'm saying? And so when I talk to my daughters, I talk to my daughters from a real place. I let them know I'm not perfect. I let them know, no, I haven't always been the best father. I let them know that they don't see me sometimes. You know, you got to be real with your kids. But guess what? Let's go back to relationships. If a man or woman, if a man or a woman cannot love themselves first, ain't no way in hell they gonna be able to love you effectively. Let me say that. If you are involved with somebody that don't love themselves, there's no way that person's gonna be able to love you effectively. That's the word for this evening right here. Effective love. Can you love me effectively? Can you love me the way that I know I deserve to be loved? And see, I know when I'm talking about love right now in the area when it deal with men. See, men, we're not taught to love properly. We're just not. We're not taught to. I know me personally. Anything I learned about how to treat a woman or how not to treat a woman, I learned that shit on my own. You know, and the only thing, when I was raised up, men made it okay to be a young boy and to tell me dumb shit like, you know, you thought this guy was full of wisdom, but then you get older and figure out you've been in all these relationships because you've been listening to dumbass Negroes that cheated on their wives the whole time. And you know, I've seen my mother, you know, I've seen women be in relationships, even abusive relationships, with Negroes that niggas always talking about, oh, I want a woman to be submissive. You want a woman to clean up after your regular ass. You want a woman to be faithful to your regular ass. You want a woman to cook for your regular ass, wash your fucking clothes, and wait on you hand and foot while you go out there laying dick in everybody else's household. Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? I grew up looking at this shit. And it was abnormal as hell to me then. You know, I'm having to listen to my mother or my grandmother fuss and fight with Negroes that they were being submissive to, but the man wasn't being submissive to. See, the old school Negroes used to love to say, oh, you supposed to be submissive to the husband. Being submissive don't mean that you take your regular ass out there in them streets and be screwing everything and think you're going to still have a wife at the house. That's not being submissive. That's not what submission is about. Submission is not taking advantage of a woman because she's kind and being generous to you. You know, especially in the marriage, in the confines of marriage. Even the Bible says the marriage bed is undefiled. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, I've seen women be submissive to men that didn't give a damn about them. But let you go. Let that woman go and cheat. Let that woman go run the street. He be ready to put a foot this damn long in her ass when she got home. But he could go out there and run the street day and night. Got a whole nother damn family across town. And, you know, but she can't do. It's a double standard in this country when it comes to men. What men do versus what women do. A man could be the biggest whore. He could have women all over the fucking place. Doing whatever he want to do, how he want to do it. But let a woman do the exact same thing. It's a double standard. Let me see what some of y'all saying. You need to be a whole man, a whole woman when you're in a relationship. D Hall. Hey, and I see my boy D Hall on here. Let me say something. It's some couples that I watch and I really admire. D Hall, I'm going to shout you out. Not only can my boy D Hall sing, but D Hall got a gorgeous wife. He just got married. Personal friend of mine. I like relationships where men, where Negroes can get on there, be live, be hugged up. You know, you can't be a hard Negro all the goddamn time. I mean, like, for real. You know, I get so tired of seeing Negroes. Women need to see the softer side of us. Okay? I got on a Facebook Live a couple weeks ago, and it took a turn. It took a turn that I wouldn't, but I was live, so I was too much of a coward to cut the video off. But I ended up being really emotional in the video. We as men, this is my own personal perspective, we don't show women vulnerability. And to me, that hurts us more than it helps us. You know, if I can't weep in front of my wife or my main woman or my main girl, I mean, a man is not hard all the time. Some men would say, hey, Chris, I don't think that you should be vulnerable like that. You know, my wife has never seen me cry. My girls ain't never seen me cry. My daughters, my sons ain't never seen me cry. Well, me personally, this is my own personal opinion. I personally have a problem with that because no man I know is strong as hell 24/7. No man I know is strong as hell all the time. We cry, you know, but Negroes cry on the way to Walmart, on the way to Advanced Auto Parts, you know, on the way to work. You know, some Negroes cry when they get off work going home because they unhappy or whatever. But here's the thing. If you're in a relationship and you can't be your real and true self, why in the hell are you in a relationship? Because here's the thing about me. This is what I learned. Sometimes, let me tell you what a selfish person does. A selfish person will make you feel like you the one that's not doing them right, when it's actually the other way around. Selfish people make everything about them. And ladies, y'all also want to know why men cheat. Same reason why women cheat. But let me speak for it as a man. A man that don't value himself first ain't gonna have no value in you. So if he don't value his own crazy ass first, how in the hell is he gonna value you? If he don't love himself, how is he gonna love you? That's why men cheat. And let me tell you something. If you are involved with somebody and they're cheating on them, you the fool for staying with such a person. Because if you catch them once, I remember one time I was dating this girl, and she told me before we got involved, she said, if I catch you cheating one time, your ass gone. And you better believe, I've been in relationships where I cheated before, but I didn't cheat on that girl. I didn't cheat on that woman. You know why I didn't? Because she made it known from the jump. Your ass cheat one time, you out of here. See, we go into marriages, we go into relationships with unrealistic expectations of what we expect. And then I remember one time I was going through some counseling before I got married. And my now ex-wife said, he has a lot of potential. And I told the lady that was counseling us, I said, she has a lot of potential. She was like, you know what? I was trying to get around that word. But she said, the potential can be a very dangerous thing. So we was like, why? She was like, well, what if neither of y'all live up to that potential? Potential in people is cool. But what if the person that you're involved with is not meeting that expectation? What if the person that you're married to never reaches that level of potential? You know, and I'm telling you, y'all, I have talked to people day in and day out. I've talked to people that have been married 15 and 20 years, don't even know who each other are. They don't even, I mean, you know, what's her favorite color? I think it's black. You think you've been with her 15 years and you think that her favorite color is black. What's her favorite meal? I think it's Italian. So you've been with her 20 years and you don't know if her favorite food, you don't know what her favorite food is. When is her birthday? Shit. Woo. I think it's in May. So you've been married 20 something years and you think that your wife's or your husband's birthday, most times it's men. I'm a man. I don't know how we think, why we think the way we do, but sometimes I guess as men, we just don't give a shit, you know, but I talk to men that's been married 25 years and still forget their anniversary. So that's beyond me. But let me go back. I got to deal with this thing with us being selfish. If you are selfish, if you come on now, when we wake up as grown men and women, we know who the hell we are. Okay? So if I wake up and I tell myself, and if I know I'm not relationship material, I know that I'm not ready to be in a relationship because I'm so selfish and I need to work on that. Why in the hell would I go get involved with somebody's daughter knowing that I'm not ready for that type of commitment? Knowing that I still got things in myself that I need to work on, knowing that I'm not ready. But we do this type of stuff all the time, and then we wonder why we fail. We wonder why, you know, I'm on my third marriage. Or now, sometimes you can be married to somebody and the shit just don't work out. Sometimes people grow apart, or you wake up one day and you realize, hell, the nigga got 4 toes missing. You know, and I mean, you've been with him 10 years and you just found out that 4 of his damn toes missing. So imagine that. I mean, people go through stuff, you know, and I would tell any couple, man, listen, create the love that you want. Create the love that you want. Because one thing I figured out, you know, I used to look up to celebrity couples and I used to look up to this couple and stuff. And then you find out these people swingers. You find out these people got other folks they sleeping with. You find out these people are miserable as hell. Listen, anybody can look good on social media. Anybody can look good in the public eye. And then people get home and close the damn door and they be anything but. So I'm all for creating the love that you want. But how can 2 people create a love that they want and they can't even be honest with themselves? Now, I mean, it's so many people. We look like adults, but we act like we act fucking worse than kids. Let me just say that. We act worse than children. Adults do. A lot of times we act worse than our own children. And we wonder why our kids crazy as hell. When you're trying to get to know me and I'm trying to get to know you and you can't be totally honest with me and I can't be totally honest with you, how the hell are we supposed to make it? How are we supposed to build something and I can't even tell you that my credit fucked up? You know, you find out after we get married. You find out that I owe all these folks. You find out that I'm damn near about to go to prison because I done stole something from somebody 5 years ago, and I you know, now you married to me, and now I'm on the verge of going to prison. I mean, people withhold so much stuff. Like, why even get involved with somebody? Why even get in a relationship? Why even try to grow to love somebody based on lies? If you know your credit jacked up, you need to tell this person so they'll know what the hell they getting into. You know, if you know that you have a problem with let's say you a guy and you getting involved with somebody that like oral sex. I mean, I personally think, I don't know what it is. Everybody's screwing everybody, but nobody wants to talk about sex, which is dumb as hell to me. We grown as I don't know what, but we don't want to talk about sex. We don't want to talk about screwing each other, but everybody's screwing. Okay? Even the church folks. Let church say amen. Get you some good holy dick. Okay? Get you some good holy coochie. Okay? Let church say amen. But the thing about it is, how can we get involved with each other and we're not even willing to be real with each other? You know, out the gate. Like, why in the hell I gotta find out some crazy shit after the fact? You know, and then you usually find out about stupid shit after the fact. After you done poured your heart out, now you in love with them. Now you can't get out the shit almost because how you feel. How they got you feeling now, but you done found out a bunch of fucked up stuff about them, and now, you know, you stuck like Chuck. You looking at them as they sleep like, you know, I can just stab your ass right now while you sleep. You know, but when is it a good time for couples, before you even enter a relationship, before you even get married, when is a good time to just be truthful and honest? You like, be real with me. That's why relationships are failing. People don't know the word selfless. 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 If I'm in your life, Negro, I'm number one in your life next to God. If you're in my life, you're number one in my book next to God. Okay, especially if we married. But there's no way that you're going to be able to have a thriving, healthy relationship. And I know what I'm talking about, y'all. I've been in some marriages. I've been in some relationships. I know why I effed up at. And I done corrected a lot of this stuff, okay? But the thing of it is, you can't be in a relationship and be selfish. Most of the best relationships that I know that I've seen, and I've been privileged enough to witness. Let's go back to my boy D Hall. D Hall be on lives with his wife. D Hall be taking shots with his wife. He partied with his wife. You know what I'm saying? Every time I see D Hall, that brother look happy. You know, and ladies, I'm gonna tell you this about most men. Let me tell you this about most men. And I've been a man a long time. If a man don't break his ass to let everybody know who you are in his life, you not the one. That's all I need to say about that. I'm gonna say that one more time. For any woman, if you having to run after your man for respect, if you have to run after your damn man for attention, if you got to run after your man for time, you're not the one. If you on social media and he don't let let the world know his love for you. Now some people, if y'all agree to be private about it, cool. But you can be on social media and let people know that you still taking. But I admire people like D Hall. People like my boy Pierre Stefan and his wife. You know, people that I look up to. You know, that don't mind letting everybody know, hey, we won. You know, but even off camera, women know when they're loved, okay, they do. And I'm 50 years old now. I've learned some things, but I'm telling any woman right now, I'll read the comments later. But if you go with the man and that man is not showing you what you need, why are you still with him? Fellas, if you with a woman and she's not giving you the love and admiration and respect that you desire, why the hell are you with such a person? Let me tell y'all something. If y'all didn't already know, times are changing. Relationships are being tested right now. With folks being off work, the domestic abuse numbers are through the roof because husbands boyfriends are at home with girlfriends, husbands are at home with wives are at home with the husband, and the kids are in the mix. People about to go damn crazy. At least when you would, if you're not in a good, healthy relationship, you value that time at work being away from your house than you do being at home. So now, suppose both of y'all are not working. You know what I'm saying? This virus thing that we're going through right now is testing everybody. But it's really testing marriages. It's really testing love. It's really testing relationships. You're really finding out a whole lot of intricate details about each other. You know, are we in a selfish marriage or are we in a selfless marriage? Because listen, if you got somebody in your life and you don't take time with that person to get to know the inner workings of how they feel, how they think, what their heart feel like, you know, how was your day at work? I'm talking about sit your ass down and pay the person some good, wholesome attention. One thing, men like attention, but baby, let me tell you something. Women, I love y'all. Women are more emotionally wired than most men I know. You got to speak to a woman's mind. You got to speak to a woman's heart. You got to speak to a woman's soul. You know, you want a woman to really communicate with her. Listen, you got to speak to a woman mentally, physically, spiritually, and some financially. I ain't gonna even talk about the financial thing right now because money can't buy love. You can have all the money in the world and a nigga just hate your guts, don't even want to be with you. So we ain't gonna even talk about money. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Those four, if you tapped into a woman's mental capacity, her physical capacity, her spiritual capacity, and her emotional capacity, you in the game. Y'all let me know if I'm talking something real. Because I ain't on here just to be, I don't care if I got but 2 people watching me. I like being real. I'm 50 years old. I've learned some shit, been through some shit, and I'm done with the shit. Like real talk. Relationships fail because people don't want to be in relationships that are healthy anymore. They want to bullshit their way through. They want to bullshit their way through a marriage. Well, somebody told me a couple of weeks ago, I'm gonna go ahead and get married and try it out. Like they trying on a pair of shoes. I'm gonna go ahead on and get married and try it out and see. I'm gonna try it and see. How the hell can you try on a marriage? Who says that? I'm gonna get married and just try it out. That's about the craziest shit I've ever heard before in my life, and I'm sure some of y'all done heard it. I know y'all, I said a whole lot of stuff on here. I got to go back to these comments later. But, man, let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all, as long as we keep playing with these relationships, acting like we trying to be happy, but you don't really want to be happy, listen, don't get the hell out from around me if you can't be selfless. If you selfish, I'm cutting it off right then and there. Sometimes we stay in stuff well past its expiration date. We got to stop bullshitting. Like real talk. You know, you got to start having, before you get in a relationship with somebody, you got to start telling people that we always want to tell people the shit that's good. We love to tell people all the shit that's good. But you never want to tell them that backdoor shit. That's what people need to know. Tell people the good stuff. But don't leave out that backdoor shit. If you used to be a damn man, I need to know that. That's some shit I need to know. You know, if you dating a dude and if the dude used to be a woman, you need to know that. You need to know if the person that you get involved with got bad ass credit. Like, I mean, look, when you fill out a job application, they make you put references on there. They make you put the last place that you work. They call and check. They do all that shit. We'll get involved with somebody and won't know a goddamn thing. You know, listen, this gonna be far-fetched, but I'm gonna say it. Before you start getting involved with anybody, start checking some goddamn references. No, nigga, let me talk to some people that you done been involved with. Because when we talking about getting married, this is a long ass time. And now granted, you can get references on people. I know that's a little out there, but still, your life can be out there. You know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about being involved with me for the long term, we got to talk about some shit. Hey, listen, sometimes people don't need counseling. People just need to people need to keep it real with each other. You know, how many people have you been with sexually? When the last time you had an HIV test? How's your credit score? How long you been on your job? What type of work do you do? How many kids do you have? I done seen women get involved with Negroes and he say, I only got 2 kids, and then she find out the nigga got 12. I mean, come on. You know, and I know some sisters that the moment they found out that this nigga had 12 kids, his ass was out of there. And righteously so. You lied. Like these people ain't gonna just gonna go away. If you ain't ready to be real and upfront about all of your shit, like real talk, if you ain't ready to be real and upfront, especially if you're talking about marrying somebody, if you ain't ready to be real about all your shit, because these people that you marrying, they gonna find out about all your shit. If you ain't ready to be real and candid and open and honest and upfront about all things, your ass ain't ready. And I'm telling you as a 50-year-old grown ass man, okay? If you ain't ready to talk about the things that really, really need to be talked about, your ass ain't ready. You ain't ready. And as a man, ladies, let me save y'all a bunch of heartache. You know, if you don't get a man to open up about everything that you asking this regular ass about, you ain't the one. Stop trying to be a size 8 on a 12 foot. By that I mean, stop trying to be this woman, that this Negro, that you don't fit. You don't fit, okay? When a man, look at what a man does, not exactly what he says. Fellas, look at what a woman, or any woman can tell me she loves me, but are you displaying that love? Are you speaking my love language? Which is a good book, by the way, The 5 Love Languages. You know, but everybody has their own way that they need to be loved. So if you can't cater to me the way I need to be loved, I don't need to be with you. The worst thing we could do is to try to feel like we can change somebody. You know, if you married the Negro and you know he like going out to the club, he had top flight every night. You know, he had liquids, he had American Pie, whatever the club is. You know, he had clubs to rock. You know, he been doing that shit for 20 years. You might want to ask him, well, if we get married, are you still going to be going out every weekend? He probably going to tell you, yeah. But because he fine and drive a nice car, got a decent job, you think that you could probably get with this Negro and make him be somebody that you can marry and settle down because he fine. And then you find out that he come home drunk 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, got a pocket full of phone numbers, got women calling him left and right. That's your fault because you didn't do your homework. When your teacher in school give you an assignment, it's called homework. You got to go research, find the answers and stuff. We get involved with people all the goddamn time and haven't done our homework on these regular ass people. And yes, I said regular ass. I said it because it need to be said. You know, I'm tired of people. I'm tired of talking to folks and everybody act like Juanita walk and say, who hurt you? Juanita. I'm glad you asked me that question. Juanita said, who hurt me? I hurt myself. I ain't blaming no woman for hurting me. Because the things that I know now as a man, had I known them back then, I wouldn't have hurt myself as much. So I'm not blaming any hurt, Miss Juanita, on anybody I've ever been with, because it was I did more to hurt myself than any woman could have. See, y'all gonna learn about your boy C. Holmes. I'm gonna tell your ass the truth. Ain't nobody hurt me. I've done more damage to myself in my own fucked up way of thinking. You know, nobody taught me how to treat a woman. Nobody taught me how to open the door for a woman. Nobody taught me how to pull out a chair for a woman. Nobody told me, hey, go buy your baby buy your woman flowers just because. Don't wait till birthdays and anniversaries and Valentine's Day. Buy some roses just because. You know, go by the store and get some roses and a bottle of wine and some candy on a Monday. You know, on a regular old day. Surprise her at the job. So to answer your question, Juanita, nobody's hurt me. You know, have I experienced some hurt and somebody done me wrong? Yeah, but the biggest hurt, hear me when I tell y'all this, the biggest hurt that I have felt as a man has come from my own hand. So I hope that answered your question. Shawanda Miller. But listen, Shawanda said, wow. But listen, let me say this, man. Let me say this. If you don't have a man or woman that is they pouring into your ass religiously. See, one thing I've learned about people in relationships, sometimes people want to love you when it's convenient for them to love you. And when it's not convenient for them to love you, they shut your ass off. Been there, done that. Me personally, I haven't really done that to anybody because baby, when I'm in something, my ass is in it. Like real talk. I fall in love hard, quick, and swift. You know, and you know, I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe in love. You know, I've been let down in love. I've let people down in love. Okay, feel me. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. But it take a real man to say what I'm saying right now, because men, we talk to be hard, we talk to be nonverbal, we talk to not communicate as much, we talk not to be as emotional about things as we need to be. And to me, that's what's killing us. Men suffer in silence. Women suffer out loud. Men suffer in silence. Women suffer out loud. Men suffer in silence. I'm talking real shit. Y'all ain't got to say amen. You got to give me no thumbs up, because I'm going to tell you some shit that's going to help you. Because I get tired of talking to people day after day after day after day about stupid shit because somebody's selfish. It boils down to one word. You selfish, or either you involved with somebody that's selfish. But what happens when you turn selfishness into selflessness? If you're not willing to be involved with somebody and be selfless, meaning that you have to decrease how you feel sometimes to increase how you feel about that person. I can tell D Hall, shout me out if you still on here. I can tell my boy D Hall. I can tell D Hall is selfless when it comes to his wife. Because when I see that brother on camera with his wife, first of all, D Hall married that woman. He married her. That tell you about his countenance right there. Because ladies, let me tell y'all something about a lot of Negroes. It ain't a lot of men out here that's going to even try to put a ring on your finger. It's not a lot of men out here that's going to even try to sit you down and say, hey, I want to make you my wife. You know what I'm saying? Because most niggas just want one thing. And when they get the cookie jar, they on to the next one. They got the hand in somebody else's cookie jar. Then they get that. Then they got somebody's hand. They got his hand in another cookie jar. You know, you just a cookie jar on the shelf. You ever been to your grandmama's house and she had a row of jars up there? He just going, taking the top off, putting his hand in each one and sampling. You know what I'm saying? But if you get a man that really, and I ain't saying just because a man get married don't mean he ain't still gonna cheat, but most times, okay, and I got experience, most times, if a man is willing to make that level of commitment with you, you about something. He feels strongly enough to put a ring on your hand, stand before God and that preacher and marry you. Usually, that man is really serious about being in a relationship with you, being in a committed loving twofold relationship with you. You know, and if you are, let me tell you something, for a woman or a man, if you're having to fight for somebody's admiration, love, and respect, that's probably a relationship that you don't need to be in. That's probably a relationship that you do not need to be in. Cause I know if I'm involved with somebody, I'm gonna make everything in my life about your ass. You know why? Because I love you. I got your back. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna say we Queen and Slim, but I watched the movie and they shot both of them niggas at the end, so that was the end of that. Some women suffer in silence as well, not just men. I like that, Shawanda. Keisha Bell, what's going on? Shawanda Miller said some women suffer in silence. I've got friends that I've talked to over the years, and I'm like, well, I said, first of all, the things that you're telling me, you hadn't even shared with your own husband. So that's out of line. So what I'm going to need you to do is get off the phone with me. And you need to go talk to your husband about how you feel. And that you're suffering. And that, well, I can't, he going to get mad. Well, okay, well, don't say nothing then. But I can't be on the phone with you talking to you and you're a married woman. I can't counsel you. You know, you need to get your pastor involved. You need to get somebody involved. You don't need to be talking to another man about some things that you having problems with in your marriage. Okay. But I want to say this, you know, if you are suffering in a relationship or a marriage, can't nobody get that thing right but you, God, and the person that you involved with.